All right, so I just finished this game 3. I'm going to go ahead and clear all my drawings for that and talk about game 4. So I believe I have another video on this one. So I'm not going to take too long actually making this video, because I do have another video up explaining a couple questions from this one, and I think I go over a few of the rules, or at least one of the rules in more depth. Yeah, going through it from the beginning, each issue of Business Newsletter has 5 slots, numbered 1 through 5. Okay, so those are going to be our positions. So we've got 5 slots in our newsletter. The policy of the newsletter requires that there are at least 3 features per issue. So this here represents an issue. I know that I have to have 3 features within that issue, and that's a minimum. Okay, now does that mean that there's 3 slots that are going to be filled, or does that mean that I have multiple slots filled by, each feature or one of the features? Not really sure. So just kind of feeling my way through this one phrase at a time. With each feature completely occupying one or more of the slots. So a feature occupies a minimum of 1 slot, but could occupy more than that. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind, right? I could have a feature that occupies, maybe slots 1, 2, and 3. And then I have a second feature that occupies 4 and a third feature that occupies 5. So I've gotten to that minimum of 3 features, and I've used up all those slots. Okay. Each feature can be one of 4 types. Okay, so we have then types of feature. Finance, industry, marketing, and technology are the types. Okay, so those are types of feature. What else do we have? If we don't have a feature in a slot, then we're going to have a graphic. And if we don't have a graphic, then we must have a feature. Okay, so all of the slots will be filled by either a feature or a graphic. And we don't have to have graphics, but we do have to have a minimum of 3 features. The features can be, we have to kind of say what type of feature they are. And they can fill more than 1 slot. Okay. Any feature occupying more than 1 slot must occupy consecutively numbered slots. So if I have a feature occupying 2 slots, it could occupy slots 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, or 4 and 5. Okay, as an example. Okay, so that consecutively numbered thing is important. I'm trying to highlight there. So consecutively numbered. If an issue has any finance or technology feature, then finance or technology feature must occupy slot 1. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and write this in a separate text box. So if we have F or T in an issue, then we have to have F in slot 1 or T in slot 1. Right. And if neither of those things is true, okay, so if we have I or M in slot 1, then we would know that we don't have F or T in the issue at all. All right, so the contrapositive for this one, I'm just going to move it up there for a second. So the contrapositive would be if we have F not in 1 and T not in 1, then F is out and T is out. Right. Just make that a little bit smaller. There's no reason it has to be that big. Right, and then I can fit it on the side. Or, well, I can fit it in here, I guess. All right, and then the last rule is an issue can have at most 1 industry feature. Okay, so max 1 industry feature per issue. Okay. All right, so let's go through the answer choices for this first question. And then if you feel like you have enough of a handle on the game to go on, please do that. Please try the rest of the questions. I do have other videos on this, so you can search those out. 75 game 4. And I do have videos kind of on like specific questions. So yeah, but I'll start just with question 1 to give us a sense of how to apply the rules individually. Okay, so which one of the following is an allowable structure for an issue of the newsletter? The first rule is that any feature occupying more than one slot must occupy consecutively numbered slots. So I'm going to look for anything where we have like a single feature occupying multiple slots. So slot 1 is a finance, slot 2 industry, slot 3 second industry, slot 4 graphic, slot 5 graphic. Okay, fine. And we've got 1, 2, 3. So we've got the minimum number of features. This does break the last rule, which is that an issue can have at most one industry feature, right? So this has an industry feature and then a second industry feature. And we have at most one industry feature per issue. So A is out because it breaks rule 3. B, we have a graphic, then we have a technology feature. Okay, so we have all these technology features, but if we have a technology feature, then we should have finance or technology in slot 1. But here we have a graphic. That's not going to work. Slots 1 and 2. Okay, so here we get multiple slots for a single feature, right? So slots 1 and 2, a single industry feature. Okay, so at most one industry feature, and a single feature can occupy more than one slot. Okay. So each feature completely occupying one or more slots. Each feature, one or more. So a single feature, one feature could occupy multiple slots as long as they're consecutive. So there's actually no problem here with that. So we do have this single industry feature, doesn't break rule 3. This answer choice, though, does break rule 2. If an issue has any finance or technology feature, then a finance or technology feature must occupy slot 1. In this case, slot 1 is occupied by half of a single industry feature because that feature is 2 slots, in amount. So yeah, this one breaks rule 2. Okay. D, slot 1 is a technology feature, so we don't really have to worry about rule 2 anymore. Slots 2 and 3 are a single industry feature, so no problem with rule 3. 4 is finance, no problem with rule 2 there because technology is in slot 1. And we have a graphic, so we have 1, 2, 3 features. Yeah, so we're doing fine. So D's got to be the correct answer. But let's look at E. E is where we break rule 1. So we have a single marketing feature that occupies non-consecutive slots, slots 2 and 4. Okay, so it would have to occupy either 2 and 3 or 3 and 4, or it could occupy 2, 3, and 4, and that would be okay, but it can't skip slot 3. That's not allowed. All right. Yeah, so that's all I'll do for this game, in addition to those other videos that I have. But if you have further questions, just let me know in the comments. Yeah, all right. Have a good one. That's it for this guy.